you hear me, Prabhu?
Sorry?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Also, I'll call
So,
up Anurag
Satyasar
Sharma if he
Prabhu.
wants to join. He's a lazy guy. He's not joining in time.
So, what about our Satyasar Prabhu? Is he not joining?
Satyasar Prabhu is on the road. So he said he can join only within half an hour or something. So that's fine. So he said
Okay.
he did hear the last year's recordings. Apparently, he has been connecting with the recording, which is nice.
Okay.
Anurag Sharma, I'm calling him. So we can so we can just try just the summary of the last topic, and then see if we can come up with more action on that. I think.
Yeah.
So let's try that. Okay. Yeah, Anurag Sharma is not picking up. Leave it.
Yeah, we can discuss about last week's only if you can.
Yeah.
Just give a summary.
Yeah, we give a summary, and I had some additional points in that actually. And then anything else you also want to share? Anurag Sharma didn't pick up, so let's.
And last week, Prabhu, 10 बजे के बाद मुझे पता भी नहीं चला.
I know. Yeah. No worries. Let's get.
क्या होता है कि संडे पूरा दिन.
No, that's good. That's very good. You are following a good model. Let's continue. आज थोड़ा सा late हो गया already start करने.
Yeah.
I started discussing. I started discussing with Satyasar Prabhu, so that's why. Satyasar Prabhu. Okay, ठीक है. We'll connect. Satyasar Prabhu has been very kind. He became a gold patron.
Oh, very nice.
I'm saying it as a recording also because anyway it's like not a. He has become a gold patron. It's very nice of him.
That's nice, Prabhu.
That will be $6,000 from his side.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, let's get going. So what we were talking about, Vaikuntha Consciousness, okay? Anyway, Om Gyantimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Sabadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratushi Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Acharya Gadadhar Pandit Shivas Panditadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
So we have Govind Maharaj is also participating.
Hari Bol Jai Govind Prabhu. I'll just complete my prayers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravanti Karine Paschat Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyo Evacha Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Govind Prabhu ki Jai Ho.
Jai.
Govind Prabhu, so nice to see you. You are joining us and blessing us.
Yeah.
You can see him, Prabhu?
Most auspicious. Yes, absolutely. Darshan is there. He's in Samadhi, I can see.
Yeah.
He's not able to. When you get too much into Samadhi, you fall down. Basically, you can't really even stand. You can't even sit properly. You just, isn't it?
Is it that?
That's called the next level of Samadhi.
I'm just laying down because I don't have
that's
any.
What is Prabhu is saying,
Well, I
Samadhi.
don't have any school tomorrow, so I can stay up
he
late.
doesn't have school tomorrow. That's why he's happy.
Okay, but that's school right now. Right now, we'll be discussing
Tomorrow
things
he
that we
doesn't
will
have.
learn. Right now,
Yeah,
there is school. Okay.
this is a school. It's Krishna consciousness school. Class is going on. Right?
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
So we discussed last time Vaikuntha consciousness. Everyone is better than me. Yeah.
Hmm.
So ये थोड़ा formulate भी हो जाएगा भी better because I think I have formulated it somewhat, but I am the servant. ऐसा करके लिखा था. Who means no? Actually, I'll try to do it in this way so that we can. The goal is even a servant who is fully aware, deeply conscious, not in ignorance, who is fully willing to be a servant, at the same time who's ever increasingly ecstatic, enthusiastic. This kind of an entity doesn't exist at all in the world, frankly. It's like, if you see here in the world, they don't exist. I mean, when you do a job, you're not like deeply conscious, fully willing, and ever increasingly enthusiastic and ecstatic to be just served. You are doing it because you will get this or that, they all that, right? But this is the goal. The goal is, basically, you can call it this way also, that this entity essentially, such an entity doesn't exist in this world. I mean, in the material realm, it doesn't exist, except maybe the closest is a mother. Closest one could be a mother or father, like that. But otherwise,
I'm trying to read.
it will be a little bit tough actually to know what I'm saying. ये गोविंद प्रभु के साथ में the topic थोड़ा सा deep.
He's just listening. Yeah, he's just listening. Yeah.
I'm just saying that
I'm reading something on the page.
Yeah, definitely. But we can come up with some conclusions for Govind Prabhu also. In the end, we can, I think. So that is the idea. That's it. See, we know that is the goal. And then basically, the whole process of Krishna was meant to bring me to this point eventually, fully conscious, ever willing, ecstatic servant. Yeah, because that is the consciousness of the people in the spiritual world. You can't go to the spiritual world without that. That spiritual world means everybody now, and this comparison is there. It's not like, because if you see actually, obviously मैं थोड़ा इसको formulate कैसे किया था, थोड़ा सा I'm just maybe utilizing this time to also formulate this in the right way. Maybe you can also help me. Basically, the whole process of Krishna consciousness is meant to bring me as a fully conscious, ever willing, ecstatic servant. That is the conscious people in the spiritual world. Can't go to the spiritual world. And I am not just a servant of Krishna, but that of the devotees. Yeah. And then eventually for everyone. And hence the comparison thing is there. It's not like just a servant of Krishna. No, servant of the, not just of Krishna, but of the devotees. Yeah. So this is the, and eventually of everyone, actually. So, everyone that we are interacting with. So this is the idea that this is the goal. I can't do this if I think I'm better than you. If my inner thing is that I am better than you, then I won't be able to really, I won't be able to truly have that. यहाँ पर मैं वो ये कर रहा हूँ. I won't be able to, in this material world, they are thinking I will be able to serve you while thinking that I am better than you. So वहाँ पर I'm trying to make that distinction that if my inner consciousness is that I am better than you, then I will always have, I can't have the spiritual consciousness. I will have a material consciousness. I'm higher than you, and I am trying to be I'm trying to be kind on you. Whereas, but the consciousness will not be like, how you're serving a senior, you're serving a guru or this or this, that consciousness I will not have. I would have a consciousness that I am better than you. That's why I'm trying to be kind to you. So, Vaikuntha consciousness In the spiritual world, everybody is serving each other with the understanding that the other person is better than me, and so that's why I want to really serve, I want to really serve अभी इसमें actually थोड़ा सा discussion हो सकता है. It's like, I can't do this if I think I'm better than you. इसमें थोड़ा सा और discussion हो सकता है, because even Anurag Sharma was discussing it last time. He was saying, why do I have to think somebody is better than me and all that? I will just help them anyways. So we were discussing this point. This point was being discussed, basically. इसको थोड़ा सा और ये कर सकते हैं. इसमें थोड़ा सा और जा सकते हैं.
Yeah, why we should think that someone else is better than me is the moment you think that nobody is better than me, one thing is your ego, false ego is puffs up. Then, and the second thing is there is no scope for you to improve further in your service to Krishna. If you think that, okay, my service to Krishna is best, nobody is better than me, then there is no scope for you to learn from somebody and then improve. There is no scope for you to even get, because of the ego will kick in so much that you will not even know if whatever you are doing is even liked by Krishna. You are just so puffed up. But then the moment you think that there is somebody who is already, there is always others who are better than me, then you are keeping yourself in a humble position. You are ready to learn from them. You are ready to serve Krishna in a better way. And not only that, because you have the feeling that somebody is better than you, you always have a respect. In the material world, you see, right?
My main point is कि वो respect नहीं आएगा. This is my what I was thinking, because I've been thinking about this. अगर आप भी थोड़ा इस पे देखना ये.
Yeah.
If when you serve when you serve somebody, if you don't have because the postmodern philosophy is don't make any comparisons, basically. But is that really possible? Is that really possible that you are, can you really respect but especially in a certain area, you can say, at least in a certain area. Let's say I'm trying, at least in a certain area, this is what I was at least you can say that, let's say I want to learn something from you, right, in a particular area. Can I learn that from you if I think I'm better than you in that?
No way.
I can't. If I already know that I'm better than you, or we are all the same anyway, right? Or we are all the same anyway. No, in certain thing, you have to be better than me. Otherwise, how will I listen from you? How will I respect you in that thing? Yeah. So in something, I have to understand. I have to understand that. That's the start of learning. That is the start of respect. That's the point. It is the start of respect. It's the start of learning. It is the start of a beautiful relationship. Because we can think, if somebody is trying to interact with you, but in that or in a certain area, but if that person, what would make you feel good? If the other person is thinking that, yes, this person, we can put ourselves in that situation, right? It's like, let's say you're interacting with a child, right? But which child can learn better from you? If a child which comes and thinking, I don't know, and you know, and now he tries to learn. Now you will also feel good, because you think that, hey, it will benefit the child so much more. He can take so much more. He can learn so much more. So you also feel good in that way, right?
Exactly.
He
Like
learns so
see,
much more if he
yeah.
if he realizes that yes, I don't know in this area something, I don't know, like that. So you've also, the relationship becomes sweet. The
Yeah.
relationships become sweets that way. That's my point. The
Mm.
relationship becomes sweet in that way. This is what I am. If it won't become sweet if you don't. That is why in modern terms the relationships are not sweet. But when somebody falls at another person's feet, right? In traditional, I'm trying to, in traditional these things, right? If you fall at somebody's feet, if you touch someone's feet, already
Mm.
there is a relationship is sweet, right? And now the learning can happen, everything can happen properly.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
but if nobody touches anybody's feet, which is the case nowadays, right?
yeah.
Then where is the sweetness? Where is the respect?
Yeah.
Where is the intimacy? There's
Yeah.
no the respect, intimacy, sweetness, कुछ भी नहीं है basically.
Yeah.
I experience this
Actually,
every day. In India, I have tried to practice this thing. I touch the feet of the elders every morning
yes.
and every night. I have tried to do that. I've even by my uncle or aunt or here at my in-laws, my sister's in-laws places and all of that. Elders का
Uh-huh.
feet मैं सोने से पहले उठने के बाद में छूता हूँ. And I
Mm.
understand that how the relationship becomes sweet for that. I'm already feeling it
Yes.
for the last few years of practice. But how can that happen
Because
if
yeah,
I think I'm better than them? If I think I'm better than
the
them, then
exactly.
how will I do that?
Exactly. The only one simple gesture of bowing down and touching their feet itself is keeping yourself that saying that I am
Yeah,
not better than you. You are better
yeah,
than me. That
yes,
one gesture will, and then the from your end you are saying that you are better than me in all aspects. And
yeah,
I seek your blessings. I seek knowledge from you.
yes,
At the same, in the same gesture, the other person is feeling is ready to give whatever they have. They are ready to
yeah.
give you blessings. They are ready to share their heart, not only just the knowledge,
They
but
will,
the
because this is
wisdom.
spiritual
The
world.
wisdom
In
also
spiritual
along with
world, there
that.
is a
Yeah.
competition. It's not like
Yes.
everybody is the same. The competition is, I want to put you above me. Another person is saying, I want to put you above me. That's the
Hmm.
sweetness. That is the sweetness. Not that,
Yeah.
oh, I will not put you above me, I will not put you below you. Just let us all be the same level. No, that is not the where is the rasa in that?
Yeah.
Where is the rasa in that? That in the आजकल post-modern इसमें people are into that mode, right? Don't
Yeah. In that there
that
is
is a
a
modern this thing,
there.
modern there. But eventually it will just turn out to be the same thing, that I am better than you.
Hmm.
They will just go into that only, because as soon as somebody tells them something or whatever, they'll, hey, how did you tell me this? You and I are on the same level. Right?
Yeah.
It will happen. But if you're already realizing that you are better than me, even if you tell me something, I'm not going to be enraged. I won't be
Yeah.
enraged. I may be able to understand it properly. I will be in the right position. I will not get disturbed by that.
Hmm.
I will not. So all of these, there will be so many side effects will come, from doing this thing. So,
Hmm.
so this consciousness has to be basically, it's developed. In fact, I was also getting into this thing as to how, if you see Mahaprabhu's this thing, right? Trinadapi sunichena taroriva sahishnuna,
Hmm.
amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari.
Udahari.
Right? Now,
Hmm.
if you see, basically, if you don't, here you see Mahaprabhu is actually making a comparison. He's saying, um, consider yourself lower than the straw in the street. The straw in the
Hmm.
street basically is lower as compared to not just the Lord, but compared to everybody else. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, straw in the street is lower than not just the Lord, but everybody else. He puts himself in such a position, yeah. Mahaprabhu is saying, you be like that, that will actually become the basis for tolerance. Otherwise, how can you be tolerant? And in fact, that will become the basis then for respect. That I don't deserve any respect because I'm anyway lower than everybody else. And I will give respect, I'm lower than everybody, everybody is better than me. Like that. So, Trinadapi Sunichena, the first point which Mahaprabhu making is basically the basis for the others. Otherwise, it will only remain a show. How can you genuinely do that? We will always struggle for that. We'll always struggle in the remaining three. If we can't do the first, so that's how critical the first one is. Isn't it true? How will you do How will you do Taroriva Sahishnuna? Hey, why did that happen? Why did this happen? Why should they not respecting me? Well, they are better than me. So that's it. If they are better than me, then it's all done.
Yeah.
If they are better than me, that person is better than me, he has all the right, basically, to not respect. And I have my duty to respect. It all follows. And it is on me to tolerate. It's natural in one sense. It is natural. I'm in a natural position to tolerate. This all will follow only based on that. I cannot follow otherwise. And this is the spiritual realm. This is the spiritual consciousness, basically. Otherwise, it can't happen. It cannot happen. I cannot jump the gun, basically, by saying, I will not do Trinadapi Sunichena, but I will be Taroriva Sahishnuna Manina Manadena. That's not possible. That is not possible. I can't say I will not be Trinadapi, but I will be the remaining. That is not possible. That is why struggle is such, respecting others and others is such becoming more and more rare in this world. But people do not want to follow the first one. The respect is becoming more and more rare. So this is what was, the touching the feet and all of that was basically the practice which was done for this. So ye apna ek initially aaya bhi, okay, how this is very important. Okay, that I follow this thing, this consciousness. Why is it important? I'm trying to organize this seminar a little bit as we are doing this. The first point is, why is this important? Or let's say, what is it? Let's say, what is this consciousness? So let's say, what are we talking about? What is this consciousness? That is conscious willing servant. Like that. Everyone is better than me. What is this consciousness? And then I'm talking about why. Why to follow this? That is the consciousness of people in the spiritual world. I want to go back to the spiritual world. That is the consciousness of people in the spiritual world. That's Vaikuntha Consciousness. So that is Vaikuntha Consciousness. Because essentially we are basically discerning it in a way that I can't just be, I say Jivera Swarupa Krishna Nitya Das, but it's Das Dasanudas. So not just of Krishna, but of the devotees. I'm a servant of everyone. And I can't do this. Why that is a contention that I can't do this if I think I'm better than you. That is what we try to establish, that we can't do this unless it's not possible. I don't make any comparison, right? At least I have to start thinking in a certain area that way. And that is the basis for Trinadapi Sunichena Taroriva Sahishnuna. Trinadi
Yeah.
Vishamchana is the basis. That is why I need,
Mm.
I can't skip this thing and say that I will go to, I will end up going to Vaikuntha by skipping this
Mm.
thing. And how it is possible to do this? This is the way we try to analyze it. Vasudeva Kutumbikam, the whole earth is one family. Vasudev's Kutumbikam or Vasudev's
Mm.
Kutumbikam. Vasudev is mine, I am Vasudev's. Amita Tomar, Tumito Amar. Vasudeva
Mm.
Sarvamiti. So he is my father, means everyone else is my brother. Now,
Mm.
this is where I try to analyze. This is what actually was striking for me when I had, uh, which kind of little bit inspired me for this topic. It's like,
Mm.
if we realize that I am in the same family as everyone else, with Krishna as the father, then it's like when Govind Prabhu becomes more successful than you, are you going to be, what will be your state of consciousness? Are you going to be happy about that? If he
Of
becomes a
course.
better
Yeah.
devotee than you, he does better, or he does better when materially more than you, makes more money or whatever, has better
Mm.
qualities than you, whatever. Are you going to be happier or you're going to be?
Of
So
course.
if he becomes better than you, then you are happy. Why? Because he is your family.
Mm.
Because he's your family. That's it. The only reason I'm unhappy when the other person is better than me is because I'm not realized that he is my family. That's
Mm.
it. That
So
is the
once you
reason. Huh?
have to realize that everybody is
Your voice
connected
is a
to
little bit fading.
Abhi?
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to realize that everybody is connected to Krishna and everybody is also my family member. It's not
Yeah.
just theoretically, but
Yeah.
we have to feel. Maybe you may not be able to realize that because you are in this body, maybe he is in the other body, his parents are different. So that way you are not seeing that he is one of your family. But beyond the external body, at the soul level, we are just one family.
Yeah,
And
because you have to realize the soul level is the real level.
real
The
level.
bodily level is not the real level. Bodily level is a dream. It's
Yeah.
actually the dream. It's so temporary. You've had so many bodies
Yeah.
before, so many parents before. We know of all these stories.
Yeah.
So he's not
Yeah.
really a parent. The other person is like not from a different parent. He is from the same parent.
Yeah.
This parent became the root for that person to get this body. But he's
Mm.
not really a parent. The real parent is Aham Bij Pradapita, the person from whom everybody has come. Everyone has
Yeah.
come from him. He is the father. So can I see it that way? Vidya Vinay Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shuni Chaiva Sapakita Pandita Samadarshina. He is seeing everybody as the same. What's the same?
Mm.
That he is the father of the same. He sees everybody the same.
Mm.
Vidya Vinay Sampanne. Because he is Vidya Vinay Sampanne. He is endowed with wisdom. He's endowed with Vidya and with Vinay is
Humility, Vinaya.
humility. He's endowed with that quality of humility. He can see that. When you're endowed with that, then you can see. Then you can see the brotherhood. Then you can see the sameness, right? The eternal brotherhood that you can see beyond all of this. That's it. So at least we got to theoretically train our mind for this purpose. That is the only reason for envy, is the reason for lust, anger, is the reason for everything, which is keeping us away. So you are greater than me gives me as much happiness as it typically gives me when I do better than you. Which typically in material consciousness, if I do better than you, I feel better. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the spiritualist or the aspiring spiritualist also, if he feels as much happiness or even greater, that can happen when you are Like when Govind Prabhu is, you would be happier than Govind Prabhu is doing better than you. Then when you are, you'll be
Yes.
happier, not just
Right.
similarly happy, you'll be happier. You know,
Yeah.
that the why? Because the relationship you have developed is so deep. The deeper the relationship, the higher you feel. So it's a question of developing, it's a question of how deep is your relationship, of how deep you have realized to be the relationship. That's it. That's the idea. If we have realized that relationship is deep, yeah, then I will feel. So ये consciousness को develop करना is Krishna consciousness. The fight is between Krishna consciousness and I consciousness. Purpose is to make the other person successful, because that will make Krishna more happy. This is the idea. It will make Krishna more happy. It will make Krishna more happy. My purpose, Krishna consciousness, is to make Krishna happy. This is Krishna consciousness, to make Krishna happy. Krishna consciousness is not about, being successful myself in that sense. It is about Krishna consciousness. That is Krishna consciousness. Otherwise I have a wrong definition of Krishna consciousness. That will make the father happy, right? If one brother tries to make the other brother more successful, that's it. So if I keep that in mind, that is Krishna consciousness, not my own success. Not my own success. It's so deep within that it's so difficult to take this thing out. It is like almost impossible to take this out. That it is my own success, even in seva, which is what I think is Krishna consciousness. Even in seva. अभी मैं मेरे में भी सोच रहा हूँ यार मेरा सक्सेस हो जाएगा अगर ये बीआरसी का सेवा में. That is Krishna consciousness. Actually, no. It's about making others successful. It is making others successful. That's what makes Krishna happy. Making others successful. Not making myself successful. And I do the very best for that purpose. That will make Krishna happy. And if that success turns out to me also, I pass it on immediately to the devotees and to Guru, like that. Like that. This is the idea behind that. So I will do my very best to continuously make others better than me. The disease of envy, pride, lust, everything will get killed here. More successful than me. Work towards making others successful, basically. Make others better than me. Another way of saying is make others more successful than me. Like whatever. But that doesn't mean I don't do anything. I keep doing my very best because Krishna is very happy. I keep doing my very best, but not for my own success. I keep doing my very best for others' success. So I keep doing my very best. We are not going to be lazy. I keep doing my very best, but not for my success. That's it. Not for but for others' success. This is the servant of servant, Dasanudas. So this is, and when they become better than me, I'm happy. That's the idea. They become better than me, they become more successful than me, I'm happy. So that's one point that I came. Then other point which we had was how to think so for people who are junior. Some people are working under us or are junior. How do you think that they are better than us? Do you remember this point? This was one tip, because it's very tough to do that for juniors. People or juniors, so-called juniors. We don't know how senior they may be, first of all, if you consider so many other lifetimes. Or other, first of all, nobody is junior. We don't know. So that's one thing. No one is junior because we don't know across lifetimes, and even this lifetime. This lifetime, or what to speak of other lifetimes. So nobody is junior. So there itself you can kill it. Okay. But there are people who will work under you sometimes, because that's part of the seva. They will work under you. Right? You will have to tell them certain things. and all that. And that may happen even in a relationship of father and son, and other family relationships also, or in a seva relationship, whatever. Um, so how do you think that? So this is where I thought of as a tip. I not thought, I heard that as a tip in Keshavanand Prabhu's class, where, and I also got this example from Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. I was saying last time, Maharaj said, oh, if you would have been there during Prabhupada's time, young people like you would have done so much. So he said that you realize it this way, that if they were in your position, or if they had your facilities, then they would have done better than you. If this person had my position, the facilities that I have, including the intelligence. Sometimes people are not very intelligent, right? But Krishna didn't bestow them some intelligence. If Krishna would have given them the intelligence, some people are sharper than you, just like some people are sharper than me, but I may be somewhat sharper than some other people, like understanding some. But does that make me better than them? Because if that person had more facilities and more position than me, then he would have done better. And so by thinking this way, even all our gurus, right? If you think of our gurus, let's say, right? I mean, how will they have thousands of disciples falling at their feet every second. How do you think they do that? How would they maintain this consciousness? they have to maintain that consciousness, that even their disciples are like, Prabhupada's statement, that you are like representatives of my Guru Maharaj. So they are even looking at the representative of Guru Maharaj means higher only, right? So they're even looking at their disciples as higher than them. How will you maintain that consciousness? How it's so difficult to do that? So this is one thing which should have been there. I think if they were in my position, they would have done better. So they are able to. So now you can basically much take anybody and everybody and think that they are better. Makes sense?
Yeah.
So this is one tip, like that, or one way. So now few other tips that I thought about, I'm sharing with you. I'm not here. See, this is one thing I heard from His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj's lectures. He told sometimes that I'm not here. Don't keep thinking I'm here to prove myself. I have to prove myself. Ye material consciousness is I have to keep proving myself. I'm not here to prove myself. I'm here to serve others in their seva. Let me just be sincere in that. Ye mere ko bhi, it's a tough one for me. I mean, others are also tough for me, but I keep getting into this thing also. I'm here to prove myself. I'm here to prove myself. But wo bhi ek ego hi hai na. That's also ego.
Yeah.
This is an ego also. This is this ego I can clearly see. This is false ego, basically. मेरा consciousness में prominently ये आ रहा है. Oh my God, I have to pray to the Lord, my Lord. I want to not have this consciousness always. I have to prove myself. It's also a pressure on us. And in one sense, also a pressure. This is false ego. False ego gives pressure. So, isn't it? As I always, false ego, it will not make you feel like, it will make us feel pressure. It won't make you feel light. In spiritual world, everybody is light. It's like that. Spiritual world, spiritual consciousness, you are light, basically. So you're not here to prove yourself. But I'm very inspired to serve you. I'm not here to prove myself. I'm trying to say this for myself. I'm not here to prove myself. But I'm very eager to serve you. Now I'm very eager to serve you. I'm not here to prove myself, but I'm very eager to serve you. and I want to become increasingly more eager to serve you. I want to use whatever I have to serve you. So, if I can cultivate this consciousness, like, but I am very eager to serve you. I would really like to serve you genuinely. I want to use whatever I have to serve you, like that. I'm here to serve others in their seva, in their success. Cultivate this consciousness. और एक और point इसमें ये था, everyone is better than me is better than saying I am lower than everyone. And do you know the difference between these two? I can't hear you now.
Yeah, I'm able to hear. I'm trying to understand.
There's a difference between these two. There's a subtle difference.
The first one is,
or let's say
everybody is better than
me,
you,
or you are better than me. You are better than me, or or you are better than me, or this person is better than me, or this person is better than me. ऐसा करके, and or he is better than me. Those all fall in the same thing. How is that different from I am lower than anyone or everyone or him, like that? How is that?
It is,
how is that different?
you in the second one, you are permanently keeping yourself at that position. No matter how much you try to go up, but your consciousness is, I'm always lower than everybody. Right?
नहीं,
The
meaning
first
तो दोनों
one,
का no meaning का दोनों
no,
का तो same ही है ना. The meaning
same
is
है,
same.
मगर first one, what happens is, everyone is better than me. That means tomorrow I can be better than them. There is a chance. But the next way, second way of explaining is, I am lower than everybody. It's like you're always keeping yourself in that position. In the first one, at least, there is a chance that you might become equal to or more than them.
Really? I don't know. Is there
See, if I say
you are
everybody is
better than me, or I am worse than you, both actually mean the same, right?
it means the same, but the way we are putting in, oh, you are better than me today, but tomorrow I can be better than you,
Okay.
or
Well, if
I
you
can
have,
catch up with you.
okay. I'm sure I can.
But the
Even
way
in the
is,
second one, I can think like I am lower than you, but I can become better than you tomorrow.
the second one is, the first one is you are focusing on other person. The second one is you are focusing on yourself. That
Yeah.
you are always lower than. Yeah.
हाँ. So इसमें now obviously the final goal is actually not so much to focus on oneself. It's like it is better to focus on the other person, and that's a positive. Second, I am saying actually it is better to say the first one than the second one. This I heard in another lecture also in some way. Then if you say you are better than me, I'm talking about you first, and that's the whole idea. You are first. I am lower than you. First, again, I'm talking about myself first, and that is so first should be you. Or even in the other one, like, I am nothing. Krishna is so great, right? That can put you down somewhat. Why don't you say it the other way? Krishna, you are so great, and you're so happy by that, right? I'm nothing. Anyway. So you don't give that importance to that. The second point. You are not you're not in a negative quote unquote consciousness in that sense, because you're so positive by the first one that Krishna, you are so great. So लेकिन current उसमें क्या होता है? Oh, I'm nothing, I'm lower. But you see, in that I am going down. The idea is not to go down in that sense. The idea is you are higher than me. Krishna is higher, devotees are higher. And I'm so happy by that. Just like the same father and son ka example, no? You're not focusing on yourself so much. You are thinking that, oh my God, Govind Prabhu is done so well. That's your main focus. Your main focus is not that I am not done so much. That's your primary, and you briefly touch upon the fact that I am not done so much as him. That's a brief touch. So this is one of the very key points. Okay, so I'll come to this thing, but I was coming to this point that yeah, so ये वाला एक जो point है, this is mentioned by Bhurijan Prabhu in his Japa book, and he says that the devotees touch upon the fact that I am nothing briefly. It doesn't mean that they are dwelling on that only. Or you would have heard that statement by Peter Barbosh Prabhu. He said that humility is not so much about thinking of yourself less. What is that? Thinking less of yourself, but actually, what is the right way to say it? Humility is not thinking less of yourself as it is of thinking yourself less. We don't think about ourselves so much. That's the main point. It's not so much about that I will keep thinking I am lower, I am lower, I am lower, I am lower. You see, it's not that. Again, you're thinking about yourself only all the time. So the idea is that you're thinking about Krishna, you're thinking about Krishna's and Krishna's devotees, right? And you only then talk about yourself, but I am nothing, you talk about it. It's like a side thing. You briefly touch upon it. You're not going to be dwell on it as if like, oh, I'm going to dwell on it for a long time. Does it make sense to you? Acha, you went on mute for something. Okay. So that's the point which I also wanted to make. Briefly touch upon it. Don't dwell on it, but dwell on Lord Krishna and his devotees, their seva and their glories. And then another point I'm making, one of the final points I'm making is, how do you start going about doing it also? You start thinking of specific persons who may be better than you, or at least they are better than you in something. That this person is better than me in this, and this person is better than me. If I can't think overall, then at least I can see he's better than me in this thing. And that way I respect him. Like that. That way I connect with him. And that becomes a relationship of respect. Like that. So this is the way to start it. And that's where we also thought about this practical application last time. So you can think about a particular person and think about how in this world you will respect everybody. And that can happen by practicing this. Gradually, by doing like this, will eventually lead to that you respect will eventually that you respectfully serve everyone, basically. Respectfully serve everyone. And we could do that in a practical application. Another one was while we are writing the mails, and please accept my humble obeisance, always Srila Prabhupada, you can actually, please accept my humble obeisance, it can be at 4 levels. You're only writing it first of all, but that too you're writing in a short form. You're not even writing it. So first you don't write it, second you write in a short form, third you write it in full form, fourth you can speak it, fifth you can remember it, then you can visualize it, So then you can physically offer the Dandavats. And that way you can follow Raghunath Das Goswami, offering obeisances a fixed number of times every day. Similarly, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Remember, no glories to me. I should not be writing this mail from you, but to gain anything personally. But actually remember Srila Prabhupada. Remember Srila Prabhupada's sacrifices. Remember the sacrifices of his devotees. Like that. And even your servant, that I am a servant of yours, I've written every word here to serve you. Like that. I've written every word here to be able to of some service to you. Like that. So these things can be cultivated essentially by this. And I had mentioned some other points that, in the Western consciousness, modern consciousness, they think everyone is the same level, including God. And respect, love, care, understanding, they want from this understanding. They want kingdom of God from this understanding. But the kingdom of God has a different understanding. Kingdom of God has an understanding that everyone is better than me. I am the servant truly, therefore, of everyone. God is higher, devotees are higher, everyone is higher. That is the only consciousness from which true respect, true love, true care can come. This is the dynamic of the relationship. And that is why it is critical for us to be able to follow this thing. Otherwise, it can't come. I think you are not there right now. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we can see how fundamental is this thing, that this concept that Krishna is better than me, everyone is better than me, is not a consciousness of negativity.
Yeah.
It's a consciousness of actually the extreme bliss at the end of it, intimacy, bliss.
Yeah.
Because you think of everybody as your family, intimate family member. And if we try to cultivate this gradually in everything that we do, our vision can change, that we can see Krishna everywhere. We can see, because we are seeing everybody as Krishna's child. Everybody is my own brother, everywhere, like that. And my whole purpose will become that I want to now truly, deeply respect you, and I will be able to, not expecting the respect for myself, and tolerate the things that are happening, like that, So all of these things are there. So these things will gradually help us in, and another quick point is points to aate hi rehta hai. If we remember that I am the one who rejected Krishna and I am here, then I will know that I am definitely low. Let's say I am lower because I am the one who rejected Krishna, came to this material world. Why am I? On what basis am I demanding that I want to be better than others and all that? वही तो मेरा disease है यार. I am the one who left Krishna. I don't deserve any of these things. I just want the privilege to be able to serve Krishna and his devotees. That is, like that, because I'm the one who rejected him anyway, so I don't deserve any of these things. So that consciousness we try to develop. Any other comments from your side? We can even refine this better, but hopefully it helps us in our.
I think you have covered all the points, bro. Yeah.
Anything you want to say finally before we end?
Only thing is, you cannot feel
um, somebody is better than you, or you cannot feel happy even if somebody is growing beyond or becoming better than you, unless you have this consciousness that they are your family.
Yeah.
Like your son, when your son is growing, as you gave me example, if Govind becomes a better devotee than me, he's better in the, he knows better shastras better than me, and he is more humbler than me, I will be so happy. I
Yeah.
won't be feeling that, oh, I am not better than him. No, I will feel more happy
You will not feeling
because,
low self. You will not feel low
yeah,
self-esteem. Low self-esteem.
yes,
The
exactly.
low
So,
self-esteem will be gone.
yeah, exactly. So that's it. Because I already consider that he is my family member.
He is
So
yours.
yeah. So
He
that's
is
why
mine.
I'm not, yeah. That's why if you can cultivate that everybody is my family member, then you always look forward for them to grow beyond you. You
Yeah.
always, even practically or technically they are lower than you, still you want them to grow beyond you, and
Yeah.
you want to be, you want to see that they are better than you. They become better than you. If they are not, they become better than
Yeah.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I want to. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. And if they are not better than you right now, then
Yeah.
what technique will you use to start cultivating this consciousness that they are already or that they are better than you, not that they will become better than me? How will you cultivate that? What is the tip for that? You remember we discussed that also. So you are seeing people who are, let's say, not as good as you, right?
But because
You
the
can,
many lifetimes have gone, many lifetimes
yeah.
have gone. Yeah,
Okay.
because in this lifetime they might seem lower than me, but actually, in fact, they are better than me because only the time. Uh,
Okay, that's one thing. The time may be differentiating. It may be covered up.
Differentiating.
It may
Yeah.
be covered up right now. Suddenly they will be. Okay, that's one thing. But another tip which I discussed, which you may not be recalling right now.
Yeah, I'm not able to recall.
If they had the same facilities, if they were
Mm,
in my position, if they had
mm,
the same exposure to Krishna consciousness, I have had
mm,
exposure to Krishna consciousness for 20 years now. If they had exposure for 20 years, they would have done miracles much more than.
Miracles. Yeah. Yeah.
So if they had the facility, the position, if they had that, they would have done way more. That's
Yeah.
that's uh, that's the way all of the seniors are keeping that consciousness. Otherwise, how can they
Mm,
maintain that consciousness?
yeah.
How is Prabhupada maintaining this? How is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami maintaining this consciousness? I'm lower
Yeah.
than the one. Or Prabhupada is saying, I'm the most insignificant beggar. Or Yudhishthir, I wrote down
Mm,
this, by the way. I wrote down examples of why we should cultivate this and why this is bona fide.
mm.
Yudhishthir Maharaj, he goes around the entire earth. You remember that, na?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And Duryodhan says, I couldn't find anybody worse than me. Sorry, better than
I
me.
know better than me,
And Yudhishthir
and
Maharaj says, I couldn't find anybody worse
it
than me.
was then. Yeah.
So what is his consciousness? Everybody is better than me.
Better than him. Yeah.
That is Yudhishthir Maharaj. Rupa Goswami, I'm lower than Jagai and Madhai, the worst people. Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami both. Narottam Das Thakur,
Mm,
Mosama Patit Prabhu na pai bear. Right?
mm,
You will not find anybody more fallen than me. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, lower than so understood. Srila Prabhupada signed his poem, The Most Insignificant Beggar, on Jaladuta. Right?
mm,
I have no knowledge, I have no bhakti. That's how he signed, and he signed your most insignificant beggar. And then somebody was in Prabhupada, then Prabhupada was telling there are people of 4 classes, first class, second class, third class, fourth class, like Brahman, Kshatriya. Somebody told him, then who are you? You will be the top class, right? Or
mm,
so Prabhupada here is there. He said, I am the 5th class.
mm,
He responded, I am the 5th class. So he's only seeing himself at a lower, this, how is this possible? I mean, so somehow or other, they're not tricking here, right? They feel that way. So Mahaprabhu says, there is a verse in Sri Charitamrita, what God really likes is, Uttam hoya apna ke mane heen. This is Mahaprabhu's commentary to Trinadapi Sunichena. There's a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Mahaprabhu doesn't want that the devotees are really fallen in that sense. Correct? I mean, I will remain fallen because I'm humble. That doesn't make any sense, correct? But he wants the devotees to improve in these things. But they are constantly in the consciousness that I am heen. I am, right? They're constantly in that consciousness. Truly. Not just like so we keep trying to become basically, essentially, serve better, basically just keep serving better, and to make others better. And in that consciousness, we try to improve ourselves. We keep working towards improving ourselves enthusiastically in that way, constantly trying to improve ourselves. That's what Uttam hoya apna ke mane. So we have to become Uttam, but constantly cultivating the consciousness of I am lower than you, or you are better than me, and I want to make you, serve you, and make you even more and more better. That way. So anyway,
Okay.
these are the few these things. I hope it is helpful. I think
Yes,
it's a very
Prabhu, definitely.
I think it's a very it's a tough, in that sense, tough to implement, and a big topic also in that sense, right? Because we are so much engrossed in I can't even touch the surface of this topic, frankly. But I thought, if we do something, then we may be able to do something, at least move forward in some way in this thing. And get out of the material consciousness and Vaikuntha consciousness, then to Vaikuntha. Hari Hari. Jai.
Hari Bol, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Jai,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
And you called me. I will stop the recording also. 1 second. I will just.